now that we've ridden through the desert, it's time to make some modifications on the Odyssey. Number one, weather's getting hotter, and I would like to put in a cooling fan. I was thinking somewhere around here to kind of cool off that engine head. Unfortunately, I can't make it water cooled, and it's a really tight spot to fit. But what I found out is that these seats have a heat shield. Basically, what I'm thinking of doing is taking the heat shield, I've already drilled some holes in it, using some bushings and rubber isolators to fix this fan right off the heat shield and in close proximity to the engine head. You're probably wondering why I'm about to cut a hole in this steering wheel. Well, there already is one, and you'll see in a minute. It's really cool. I got this little window cut out. Looks like someone tried to start button here originally. Now I've got a nice squarish rectangular hole, and it should fit this little screen nicely. Let's just see. Yeah, I cut it a little too wide. It's okay though, I could glue it in if I really want. Cool. Now let me show you what this does. So here's my little screen. If I give it power, it gives me a temperature. And here's the thermocouple. So if I hold on to that, the temperature starts to rise because of my body heat. And what I'm thinking of doing is hooking up this to the engine head so I can know how hot the engine is running. And then I can activate my fan if I need to. It's pretty cool to be right in my dash so I can see it. I'll probably put my fan switch just below it. Alright, it's time to install the thermocouple, which has a threaded little mount piece, and I've got the right tap for it. So I gotta mark my spot carefully. I don't want to do it in the wrong place. I was looking at this other head. The fan will be here, blowing here. So I don't really want fan to blow on it. I think I'll locate it right here in this upper corner in the back. The fan won't hit that, and I'll get a good reading right off the top of the head. Also makes it really accessible for me. What I'm worried about though is drilling, because I only got one shot. Hopefully I don't mess it up. Dang, it looks awesome. Check it out, there's my little thermocouple. Alright, little update on the wiring. It might look like a chaotic mess, but it does work. So, this is just to prove concepts. If I turn this to the low beams, then we get our power on for the digital screen. So I've figured that part out. So you can toggle your screen on and off with the headlight switch as well. And then I put a little switch in, and that activates the fan. Yeah, it's all working. I just gotta make it pretty and put it inside. Finally got the wires through. Alright, I think I'm all done almost. Gotta clean up my mess, but if I turn this switch, we get our engine temp, which is really cool. If I turn this on, it kind of goes to this like LLL mode. If the engine's running, it won't do that. It'll keep reading just this temp. I think it has something to do with power draw, because they're sharing a ground. But yeah, it works really well. So it gives live readout, which is really nice. It works a lot better when the engine's running though. Not proud of it, but been putting some of this tire slime in to fix that split rim sealing issue. And it's actually done a really good job. So these front tires hold air perfectly now. The rears never really had an issue, but just a little slime, you know, maybe it's good for off-road and like just stopping things if I ever catch anything out in the trails. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of slime, but I mean, in this case, I think it's actually decent and it worked. So a really nice steering mod I found on the Odyssey. I actually found a video of it online, but it wasn't great. So here's a better look. You can actually grind down these stops right here. See how it's like shiny metal? And then when the tire turns, it takes longer for it to contact. And you can get tighter steering. Like that. You just grind down that little thing. This one looks really triangular. And then I'll show you the before over here on one that's unmodified. This one's a lot more rusty. That's kind of what they look like before. Mine are more triangular now, giving it further turn radius. That's before. And this is after, which is a little different. It's not too much. You just take a cutoff wheel or a grinder and reduce that a little bit. You don't want to overdo it, because what will happen is your tie rods on the back side might touch the rim. So there's a very fine line there, and you'll find it if you grind it too much. But yeah, we're touching that tie rod to the rim right there. I just don't turn super sharp, and when I start to, you know, you'll hear it rubbing. It's nice though. It's not much, but it gives you much cleaner steering. That'd be cool. Not beautiful, but functional. No way, that's screwed in perfect. You should put it down further like that. Yeah. Sick. I have a mirror now. Finished mirror, painted a little bit, but when you're sitting, you can see pretty good. It's nice. Having a fuel issue. Gotta figure that out. Just doesn't sound right, you know. Definitely something going on. Need to probably pull the carb. For a while there, I was running an old fuel pump that I'd never even opened or cleaned out. So I'm thinking that thing just sent things right into the carb, and a jet's probably messed up or something's dirty or plugged. So I'm gonna probably pull off the carb, clean it out again. I actually have an official kit here now for doing a fuel pump. I'll take out my fuel pump and then rebuild it, put that kit on it, and then it'll be good. I'll just refresh the fuel system one more time. Another thing I found that's really cool is on the side of the ducts, I was wondering what the heck this was. So this goes to the block, right? And then there's this like little bolt there. And I was like, what could that be for? Because it just goes right into like the intake. And I realized, you know, that little bolt is just for like giving it a little shot of something. If you're gonna like cold start in winter and you need to get some fuel in there, maybe that's why they put that there. If not, like, you could tell me in the comments. Maybe it's like a vacuum gauge thing, like if you're fancy and you want to put that on, or like testing vacuum for the intake, because that would be a good vacuum access point. But it's also kind of like the perfect little spot to put a little starting fluid to get it going. So kind of cool. A few more mods. I'll show you some other things and then we'll take it out for another ride. All right, guys, for riding around the desert, I needed to make some kind of toolkit, so this is what I came up with. I'm using this little ammo box from Harbor Freight, but I wanted to keep some spare things with me for if I break down again. So I got some zip ties, some spare wire with some Wago connectors in case I tear a wire. This is always good, it's just like baling wire, like, you know, tie anything up together. Got my spark plug socket, wrench, you know, some screwdrivers, some bits, a bit wrench, a little Allen key for my headlight, so I'm gonna adjust it, and then like a little screwdriver that can take the bits. Flashlight, see in the dark, you know, and a little snack in case I really get stranded. Got some needle nose pliers, of course, just a socket wrench and spare spark plug. Got some desiccant bags. These keep the toolkit kind of dry. For spare parts, I got a spare CDI unit for ignition system if it has issues. Got a coil, got a plug wire, and then I got a rebuilt fuel pump, so in case I lose my fuel pump again. And then I got some of this little tape stuff. Sucks if you forget earplugs, so I got that too. Got these little straps that I rolled up, so if I need to strap something down. And then this is my favorite new addition, and it's the Fantic X9 Pro. And it's pretty sweet. It doesn't turn on until you actually unplug this. For my Odyssey, it's such a small machine that I don't go to the car setting because that's really high. I have to go all the way down to like the basketball setting or sports ball setting so that I can crank it down to like 4 psi for the rear tires and then 5 psi for the fronts. So this thing's really sweet. I've already used it out on the trail. Works really good. Surprisingly fast and super good for flat tires and stuff. I think the only thing I'm missing is like a plug kit to patch holes in tires and things. But yeah, this is my little toolkit. I put it all in here and then I use foam to like insulate it so it doesn't jumble the tools and just rattle to death. Let me know what else I could include in here other than that tire patch kit. I don't know. What's cool is I installed a spare spark plug here on the head, so I've got that now. I mean, other than that, I've got all the basic tools to take most things off if I had to on the trail. I don't know if I'd be able to remove lug nuts or, you know, like these 12s, so I should probably throw a 12 socket in there. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good little toolkit. Let me know what you think. Well, that just about wraps it up for our Honda Odyssey modifications. It was super fun putting all that stuff on. I don't know how many more videos I'll do on the Honda Odyssey. I'm probably going to do some riding videos and stuff if I find any cool places. I'll put a list up in a second of everything I bought to bring this Odyssey back to life. It was super fun working on this thing, and I'll try and make more videos on it maybe. Let me know in the comments if there's other modifications you want to see, and I'll see you later.